back to my channel. Today, as you've seen by the title of this video, is another pin mail haul. And today is from a mixture of different sellers or platforms, so let's just jump right into it. First, we have this package from a whatnot seller, Big Macaw. I've definitely bought from them before, so let's go ahead. And this was just one pin that I bought that one time. It was just a mystery box that they were doing. They do mystery, they have different shows. Like on Sundays they do request. On like Tuesday, I think, or one of the days during the week, they do like Loungefly mystery boxes. So I was actually looking for the Max doghouse because I don't have any Max pins, and I've been looking for a Max pin for a while. I just haven't come across, I know there's some out there, but I just haven't come across one. And I opened the Doghouse Loungefly box, and it was Percy. Don't want Percy. So they had a trade board, and honestly there wasn't anything on the trade board that I wanted. So I just opted to get this Woody bicycle. I think it's one of the newer mystery box that Loungefly has. It's the bicycles, and this is the Woody one. So I opted for Woody because I do collect Toy Story. Let me get this so I can show you guys better. I do collect Toy Story, so if I were to keep it, it would go into my Toy Story collection. But I also got it because since it is a newer Loungefly, I figured it would be a nice trade. So here we go. That is the one pin from Big Macaw. All right. Next, we have pins from Terry, another whatnot seller. I've definitely purchased from him plenty of times before. He mainly does fantasy pin sales, so most of the pins that I have here I believe are fantasy. I've gotten some Disneyland Paris from him before, but I believe most of these or all of these are fantasy, and all of his pins are $10. So I got two packages. Either I got way too much the one sale, or I think these are two sales into one. But definitely went crazy because I got a lot. And they're pretty heavy because fantasy pins are pretty heavy. Alright, so starting off, we have this Mulan pin, and this is a fantasy pin. Got this Mulan pin, super big. All of his pins are 3-inch jumbo pins, and he only sells them for $10. So this is, I mean, a steal even for a fantasy pin. So this is pretty awesome. Let me just show you here. Super, super pretty. All right, next fantasy pin. It is a Beauty and the Beast fantasy. And I guess I recently started a Beauty and the Beast collection, so had to get this one. It was an unintentional. So this is the Beauty and the Beast. Show you here on the cork board. Very, very pretty. Alrighty, next, another Belle. Because again, I randomly started a Belle collection unintentionally, so it's like almost I'm obligated to just now collect Beauty and the Beast, which I do love the movie, don't get me wrong, but I just never intended to start a Beauty and the Beast collection. But this is the fantasy pin of Belle and this little dog stool. I'll show you the corkboard, give you better visual. Look at how pretty. Again, this was $10. And I will try to, on the screen, and down below as well, I always do that. But on the screen, I'll try and put the sellers' names on wherever platform they're at on the screen, so you guys kind of can see as I'm showing who the seller is in case you want to check them out. All right, next pin is a golden book. It is a Peter Pan golden book. Again, fantasy. All of these are fantasy pins this time around. And it is this beautiful, look at those colors. Sometimes the golden books have some weird coloring in them, like they don't look that good. But this one was actually really pretty. And I do have a Peter Pan collection kind of going. So just to give you a little showing there. Very, very pretty. All right, next we have another golden book, and this is Guardians of the Galaxy. So I don't per se have a Guardians of the Galaxy collection, but I do have a Rocket and Groot collection, and obviously Rocket and Groot are in here right there. Rocket and Groot. So I liked this one to be a nice almost centerpiece to the Rocket and Groot collection, because that is the movie they're from. So I really do enjoy these golden books as like centerpieces for the collections, because they are pretty big, and only for $10 you can't really go wrong with them. So that is the other golden book, and I just have two more pins, and the last two are actually up pins. And I have a very, very tiny up pin collection. Hasn't been my main focus. Like an idiot, when I started collecting pins, I just bought a bunch of stuff that I liked, and instead of honing into like one like character or one movie or one whatever at a time, I just bought whatever was out there that was within my price range, and hence now I have a cajillion collections, which I don't want to like downsize because I still love them. So this is the Up Golden Book. Now with this one, I don't know if you kind of can tell, the colors are not like the best. They're not like the true like Up colors. He has shown this a couple times in his live, and I had passed on it a couple times. But finally I was like, you know what? Let's get it. It's not that bad, and from afar, you know, you like if I put it from afar or whatever, it's not that noticeable. But yeah, some of the oranges and blues are a little too orange and too blue. Yeah, like Carl's nose looks like a freaking reindeer, but can't really tell. So, and again, for $10, golden book, nice 3-inch jumbo, couldn't say no. And then the very last one from the seller, Terry from Whatnot, is another Up pin, and this one is Carl, Russell, and Doug, and Kevin. Oh, let me show you here first. So got Kevin right here, we got Doug, Carl, and Russell. So this one is like true colors, and looked really, really good. Like, I mean, Disney quality good. So yeah, I'm not sure. I honestly don't know if all of these fantasies come from the same creator. They must have, because they all look very similar. But yeah, I just don't understand how, you know, the colors can vary so much. Like very like true to color on this one, and then kind of like very bright crayon-y looking. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, for fantasy pins for $10 each for 3-inch jumbos, you can't really go wrong with that. So next is let's see, a fantasy pin. This is from an Instagram seller. And this, I believe, is a Wally pin, so I can't wait to open this. Again, like I said, I'll try and link or mention them somewhere on the screen and also down below. Oh. Got little gummies. Cool. I don't think I've ever gotten food with my pins before, but that's nice. And then comes really nicely packaged. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. All right, the seller's name on Instagram is Flights of Fancy Fantasy Pins. Whoa. Flights of Fantasy Pins? Flight So Fancy Pins. Wow. Flight So Fancy Fantasy Pins. Wow. I will put it on the screen. Oh, wow. So this is her little backer card right there. And look at that beautiful. It is stained glass, so I'll just show you in just a second. But that is her backer card. Very pretty. And again, this is a fantasy pin. This one was way more expensive than $10. It was around $40 plus or with shipping around $40 or something like that. So, oh, it's so pretty. See, this is why I love fantasy pins. They are just very well made, and you wouldn't get this with any Disney pins, any Disney licensed pins. You can see it's stained glass. You can see my finger. Hello. And just the back of it, so you can see it is a fantasy, so not Disney licensed. And if I didn't mention it before, fantasy pins are fan-made pins, so they are not Disney licensed. Therefore, you cannot trade them in the park. You can certainly trade them with other Disney fans out there, you know, personally, but you can't go to the park and trade with a cast member. Those you must have Disney licensed pins. But nonetheless, they are very beautiful pins, great additions to collections, and like I mentioned, some of the artwork is beautiful. I prefer sometimes fantasy pins just because some of the scenes that they end up creating, I never find them on like Disney licensed pins. You know what I mean? Like just some like famous scenes or some, you know, funny scenes that you're like, man, I wish they made like a pin of that scene in particular, for example. I find them a lot on fantasy pins. And just this was so pretty. The play on the colors, the stained glass, Wally and Eve. And also Wally and Eve, there's not many pins out there, like Disney licensed pins out there of Wally and Eve. So I know they just had their, I don't know, 25th anniversary or whatever it was, 15th, I don't know. And they did release some pins, which I do have them. If you saw my other videos, I already do have those because they're so few and far between. But had to have that one. So moving on to the very last box. Now this was a purchase from MERCARI for a very, very special pin. So let's get into it. I did open the box already because I personally forgot what the heck I got, and I didn't recognize the name of the person, and it was it was a big box, and I'm like, I don't know what the heck I got. Don't remember. I remember now. So they sent a lovely thank you card. Just, you know, if we can go ahead and give them a 5-star rating. They would really appreciate it. They left their Instagram handle so we can check out any new items. So a very nice thank you card. Also gave us some stickers, some dog stickers, because if you already guessed it, it's a dog pin. But this was a very cute touch to add, and it's a full page stickers, so this is awesome. And this is where the card came in, and then here we have the big pin. Yes, this is the pin. So very well packaged again. So let's try and get into this bad boy. So pretty. So pretty. Sorry, I just had to admire it for a second. If you can tell from the big old box, it is the Lady and the Tramp Bella Notte huge pin. I want to say 5 to 6 inch pin. I mean, it's as big as my head. So let me take it out. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Oh my goodness. I have really tiny hands, and it's definitely as big as my hand. Oh my god. Oh my god. So pretty. I mean, definitely 2 pin backs for sure. Need that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What a way to end a video. This has definitely been one of my grails. It's not a very expensive pin. It is an expensive pin, but not how some grails out there are, where like $200, $300, $400 for a grail pin. But this was definitely one of my grails. I found a few of these pins on Mercari, and I just liked them, and she was one of the lowest selling that had this pin, and I made an offer, and she took it. So that was fan-freaking-tastic. I think I ended up getting this pin for $50 or $55, which I've seen this go for $80. I've seen this go for $60. I've seen it more towards $70, $80, like on Whatnot or wherever I've seen it sold. And that's why I haven't been able to get it, because that's just way too much. So I had some Mercari money, and I placed the bid. She took it. Thank you. And was able to get one of my grail pins. So with that being said, now this pin is way too big for my current Lady and the Tramp collection. So I'm gonna have to get a new pin folio and strictly have it just for Lady and the Tramp, because I mean, this pin alone is like almost as big as the pin folio page. But wow, I can't stop talking about this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I mean, it's without saying that this is my favorite pin of this haul. It's beautiful, it's huge, it's my favorite, one of my favorite movies. It's stunning. So this is definitely my favorite. I mean, I would ask you guys what your favorite pin was. I would be surprised if you didn't say this one. But go ahead and tell me down below which is your favorite pin. And thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for my next one. See you.